Well, Nikki's done it again, friends. She showed up for another day of work.
Thank you. You can't see it, but I am bowing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on.
Bravo.
Yeah. So enjoy the fruit of her labor today. We talk about wedding dresses, an idea for a reality show that I would totally watch.
And I think a network will eventually pick up on.
I would totally watch this. We talk about that Toy Story 4 trailer, baby squirrels, Grinch menus, neck cracking, Red Dead Redemption 2, Amazon, Spotify.
All the main trending things, that you'd expect to hear from us.
It's important, man. So you guys enjoy today's podcast, and I'm going to go get some more coffee.
Okay, bye.
Worst of the riot, not enough? Not enough? Check the blog and all things Riot at riot.radiou.com.
Oh, it's a wedding?
Oh,
we don't normally like going to weddings, but...
Isn't it wonderful, Nikki, to hear the sound of the bride coming down the aisle? The only problem is her wedding dress is a lie!
What's that mean?
That's what Kimberly Santobon Steitler of La Costa, Texas said. She said, you know what? This wedding dress is a lie!
How can it be a lie?
Well, because, Nikki, it represented love and family.
Oh, and betrayal now?
Mm-hmm. And so she decided there was only one thing to do to that lie, and that was to take care of it Texas style. So she went ahead and...
Shot up the dress?
No. Here's the thing, Nikki. It's not just that she shot up the dress. She also...
took it to the Alamo? Like, what else?
She blew it up.
Okay, so that's Texas style.
She loaded her dress with 20 pounds of tannerite, which is if you've never seen it, I don't even know what it's used for legitimately. I just know I have
legally?
friends. Yeah, I just know I have friends who buy it, set it up a couple of 100 yards away, and then shoot it to blow stuff up.
Great.
And that's exactly what she did. She put 20 pounds of tannerite in her dress.
It sounds like it was right to do.
She threw herself a divorce party. She had all her family and friends over, and they packed in the tannerite. 200 yards away, she shot it and blew it up. It was so much that the explosion was heard 15 miles away. But everybody cheered.
It was no problem. In some areas, they would have been concerned or what's going on there. They're like, oh, it's just obviously a party.
Well, you guys have heard of a shotgun wedding.
So it's a divorce.
This is a shotgun divorce.
She was upset.
She was upset. And she said that, like I said, that the wedding dress was a lie. And so she decided to go ahead and expose that lie for what it is.
That's too bad.
Mm-hmm. So,
Hey, no one likes a betrayal. And no one likes to blow up a dress. Deep down, you spend a lot of time and effort probably trying to find the dress.
Yeah, but it was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, I feel a new show. Like all those say yeses to the dresses. You could be like, what's the best way to destroy the dress? And that's not just weddings. That could be like you had a bad prom or a bad date or something like that.
And you come up with creative ways to destroy the dress.
Yeah, exactly.
And
then you win money.
And then he broke up with me and he's dating a freshman. A freshman!
And then you can find love on this new show.
You know what? It all starts with blowing up the dress, and then it ends with this quiet, he really wasn't all bad, but I've grown past him, and I've moved on. And then it ends with
Bob,
a shot of you.
Guy.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly that. Exactly that.
All because I was ready to say boom to the dress.
He's the one that sold me the explosives, and while I was there,
we found love.
It's great. We love each other.
See, it's a really it's a full circle.
I love where it's headed, and I'll tell you what, you'll probably be able to see it on TLC later this year.
That's where I feel like it fits on a network.
Yeah, or it might be on that new network that Chip and Joe are launching.
You're listening to The Riot. Voted #1 morning show. Among toddlers aged 2 to 5, among people with hearing problems, among dogs who bark at loud noises, among relatives of Obadiah, among people who lie in surveys. The Riot, RadioU.
Look, in general, I don't want to watch a reality show. Not interested in it at all. But here is an amazing idea. I don't know.
Even better than our blowing up the dress reality show that we talked about earlier.
Okay. I don't know much about this website. They're called Higher Perspectives. But in this article, they are suggesting, and this is kind of an old article that somebody passed around. Think about this. A reality show in which flat earthers have to prove the world is flat.
That could be interesting.
I would so watch that show.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Think about it like this. What is science? Scientific method says you come up with a hypothesis. Your hypothesis is the world is flat. Then you've got to come up with an experiment to prove it one way or the other. And then you come up with, what do you call the thing at the end? I don't remember. Like you revise your hypothesis, your theory. Oh, dude, I would watch that. I would love that. I would love to see a bunch. Because here's the thing. If you were scientific about it, all these people are convinced the world is flat. Okay, fine. Just prove it. Like, no big deal. You say NASA's a government conspiracy for reasons I don't understand, that the Earth is round. Show me it's flat. Just prove it.
Get on into the show.
Come
on in.
Like, it's like, oh, Obadiah, are you a skeptic? Well, no, but all science has to have a healthy dose of skepticism. Like, hey, you got to prove this to me. And again, a lot of science is like, there is a certain amount of belief. Like, okay, they say they did this experiment. Is it reproducible? Okay, it must be real. Well, let's reproduce this flat Earth thing. Come on.
He's excited.
Build me a rocket.
Now,
Show
what network do you feel like that might be a fit for?
Chip and Joe on Discovery.
No, something else.
Oh, there's some crossover there.
Oh, you think so?
I don't know.
Maybe yes, a Discovery Network.
I'm just telling you, like, think The Amazing Race, but they're building a rocket. Or better yet, it's like, okay, again, if you think the world is flat, theoretically, shouldn't you be able to get in a plane, fly in a straight line, and eventually find the edge of the Earth? Man, get to the edge of the Earth. What's that look like?
Hey, that's the title right there.
The edge of the Earth.
Yes.
Yes.
Look at that.
It's perfect. I'm telling you, Nikki, I want to watch this show.
All right,
the flat earthers have to prove it. And I don't want math and I don't want drawings.
You want emotions.
I want photos and live video of you flying off the edge of the Earth. Show it to me. Have you guys seen Eric the Viking?
Is this just from an article, potential thing? Or?
Yeah, somebody was talking about like, hey, what if we had a reality show to prove this? And I'm like, bro.
Bring it on.
Show me that show.
Hey, that would open up, though, to, a series of a new reality show where it's not just about the flat Earth stuff, but you pick any hot topic that's very much contested.
Yeah.
Put them on there and everybody fights it out.
Dude, I was just thinking this. Ben, Mythbusters. You do a Mythbusters holiday special. That's perfect.
Yes.
Everybody loves that. They're like, Doctor Who Christmas special, whatever Christmas special. Mythbuster Christmas specials. Is the world flat? Show it to me. Dude, I would watch that.
And you put a Santa spin on it as he sends out the presents.
That's how Santa's able to make it all the way across the world, because it's the world is flat.
Oh, just write it down, guys. That's money right there.
I want to watch this show.
I don't think you're the only one.
It would be so great, because first off, you get a little dose of the flat earther people, great, and then you get the science people, great, because they're going to be so mad that they're even doing this, and then you've got the Mythbusters guys that are like, no, come on, let's build a tank or whatever.
Save the rest, because we're losing out on our chance to start this.
Man, I want to watch this show. It's not a real show, by the way, but it could be.
Hey, give it some time and Netflix will be all over it.
The Riot.
They hate me. They hate you. They hate us.
Why else would they make us listen to the worst of the Riot? RadioU.
All right, guys, here's the thing. It was a big deal. There were cities all across this great nation that thought they were going to be the one.
The next location.
The next Amazon headquarters.
But then they started talking, well, they might split it into kind of two.
They did.
And that's what they ended up doing.
They ended up choosing New York City. Man, snooze
fest. That doesn't count.
Everything's in New York City. Like, oh, yeah, we put it in New York City because there's so much room to grow there.
I think I already assumed they kind of would have a headquarters there.
And they said it's a site in Queens and then one in Crystal City, Northern Virginia.
That's the two locations.
So they say that we'll see a major announcement that will give more details later today. Like, I care.
But they did say there's still supposed to be one more city that will get a major investment into it. So fingers crossed. I don't know what it means.
At
but
this point, it just feels like we're saying stuff like, oh, yeah, it's going to be a major announcement of the city. I don't know. Keep talking about Amazon.
That's their important news for the day.
Keep talking about it. Tell your friends Black Friday.
If you were involved in the city planning and like the money side of that area, you would do anything to get Amazon in there.
Oh, hey, real talk.
You would.
I'll tell you right now, if we get Amazon to move in next door, I'll be there to help them move.
You'll carry things?
I'll help them get the couch onto the second floor.
Okay, even if they don't provide
pizza? Even if it's a third floor. No, they're going to provide pizza. Don't you worry, Nikki. And that pizza will be 2 days.
This is not an Amazon, like, warehouse shipping. It's not that. It's headquarters for them.
I know, which is... Think about this. You and I could finally get the Amazon job we always wanted.
They had a year-long contest of sorts that was 238 potential cities. And then they surprised with the split of their headquarters by saying they'll have two.
Oh!
2 more, obviously. I mean, they still have their original one. Whoa!
Look at that, guys!
I wonder what else they'll say.
Man, it's getting exciting around here, right? Hey, just to let you know, I decided to take both of you to prom, okay?
There's one more mystery city that will still get my investment in it.
And so you guys can take turns dancing with me, all right? Like, you get a dance and you get a dance, and then you get a dance and then you get a dance. And then, of course, there's going to be a couple of other lucky ladies in the middle, but it's not that big of a deal because I came with the two of you.
So Amazon also said they're forecasted to employ about 50,000 people for those 2 locations combined.
Wow. Well, good for the people in those locations then. I hope you get yourself a nice job with some gold.
Nice tie-in.
Sorry, just had to.
Remember, if you can just make it through the rest of the riot, then you can probably make it through the rest of the week. And through the next several months. And then it'll practically be Christmas. The Riot on Radio U.
So what are your Turkey Day plans? You guys realize we're 9 days away from Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is next week. We need another week in between it. It's too rushed. I feel rushed.
I feel rushed, too. It feels wrong somehow.
And I want it to just be Christmas. I mean, I don't really care as much about Thanksgiving, but then we'll have the longest span from Thanksgiving to Christmas. It'll be really long.
You know how it is, Nikki, with the Christmas and the people and the stuff.
And the turkey and the Thanksgiving.
And the turkey and the whatever. But you know what? Thanksgiving, family, friends, pressure, turkey. So are you cooking your turkey in pressure with your friends? I don't know, but I do know this, that Spotify wants to help you.
It's actually an interesting idea to help you with it.
It's hilarious. So Spotify has come out with what they call the turkey timer. So what you do is you put in your turkey's weight, whether or not you stuffed it or have not stuffed it, and then it will put together a playlist that is as long as the turkey should cook.
So you'll know based on, okay, the playlist is over.
When the music stops, then...
That's this musical chairs?
Yes, it's musical turkey. That's exactly what it is.
I would just kind of get into the music in the moment. I'm afraid I would forget, like, oh, when this is over with, the turkey's done.
You're dancing, having a good time, and then when the music stops and you stop dancing, you're like, oh my gosh, there's a turkey waiting on me.
I forgot. You want to still set a timer, like... Don't just go by this. This isn't going to be officially how you find out.
I don't know, Nikki. I'm not sure that Spotify agrees with your
It's
idea.
kind of like if you work out and you set a playlist for it. So, you build up your beats per minute and all that. It's similar, and now it'll help you make the turkey.
They say they basically have 6 playlists that are set, and you'll choose which playlist you want, and then it will adjust the length of the playset based on your turkey choice. So I see here like a 15-pound turkey. It takes about an 83-song, roughly 5-hour playlist. So the only problem is going to be, I don't know about you, but I'm probably not going to like any of the music that they put on there.
Well, maybe you can. Well, yeah, because then a lot of times on playlists, I'm like, next. And then it's ruined the whole time thing.
You have to let it play out.
You have to follow it.
The first one that I see on this playlist is Ariana Grande, God is a Woman.
Starting off.
I mean, you know what a huge fan I am. And you go right from that straight into Lady Gaga. Like,
it's a customized playlist straight for you.
Here, if you want to know the truth, I have an alternative, and I want you to pay close attention. What you do is you set a timer on your phone, And then
or
you
the
switch
oven where the turkey is.
that too. And then you switch over to the RadioU app, where you will find the RadioU Christmas channel, which we will conveniently launch the day before Thanksgiving.
You know, that feels better, doesn't it?
I already like it better.
I think it does. Now, if you're like, but I love Spotify, feel free to follow the RadioU official Spotify playlist.
Sure you
You
can.
could also just hop onto that, hit play, and enjoy our top songs.
And then, of course, in, 3 to 5 hours, it'll be turkey time.
Now, what you really should be doing, your playlist for today should be finding out someone else who'll be making the Thanksgiving items.
And just showing up there.
Yes. I mean, you could bring something, even beverages or just a dessert.
Dessert.
Okay? You could totally do that, but you don't need to be making the turkey.
Yeah, it's a good call.
That feeling when you hear that every school in the state is closed, but yours? Now you know how we feel. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Nikki, I need to get your take on something that's going on right now.
What is it?
Right now.
It's an emergency?
On iTunes.
Yeah.
They're having a sale.
Is it a 4K sale?
No, it's not. These are just in HD.
Yeah.
But they are selling a bunch of Lifetime Christmas movies for 99 cents.
You know, I hardly, if ever, watch Lifetime. I'll sometimes watch Hallmark movies, but mostly just Netflix Christmas movies.
I mean, my thing is like when I imagine a Lifetime Christmas movie, it's bad. Like, meaning Hallmark Christmas movies are bad, but like at the end, everybody's happy.
No.
But when I think about a Lifetime Christmas movie, like at the end, not only are people not happy, but the woman has finally killed her abusive husband.
No,
but
like,
no jury will convict her on Christmas.
The Hallmark ones are always like, you didn't know it, but your dad was Santa, and now you have to step in and fill the shoes. But you love someone, and you've got to move all the way to the North Pole. Like that sort of thing. And then Lifetime, I always feel like it's more gritty.
Yeah.
More too real.
It turns out you thought your dad was Santa, but he was actually an abusive jerk, just like all men.
Okay, too much.
Too much?
Too much.
All right.
So those are on sale, though?
Yeah, 99 cents. So here you go. All right. Jenna and Kevin are polar opposites. See, polar. You work that right in? Christmas, polar. Working for the same online publication in New York City, with both having nowhere they want to be for Christmas, they volunteer for a special writing assignment. After a snowstorm forces their plane to land in none other than Santa Claus, Indiana, the two overcome their differences and rediscover the magic of Christmas.
That actually sounds quite nice.
It's called Snowed in Christmas. 2 ends.
Okay.
2 ends.
I'll take
Nikki.
a little look-see at the list.
Last Chance for Christmas, The Christmas Gift, The 12 Trees of Christmas,
There's only so much they can call them.
Holiday Spin, The Christmas Consultant, A Country Christmas Story. That stars Dolly Parton.
That sounds old. Are these all this year?
I think they might be. Looks like they're all dated 2017. Okay, this one's 2013.
Okay.
But, Nikki, you can't just blow out the new stuff for 99
No,
cents.
you got to do it. You got to get the old stuff.
No, I'll tell you right now, if the Hallmark Channel started selling their stuff for $1 or $2 a piece, they'd be billionaires.
Well, I think they push their app. They want you to watch everything there.
Okay, well, you know what? There's an app for that, Nikki.
Thanks for sharing the Christmas movie news.
Well, but do you care?
Well, that one sounded okay. Like that might be an option. And is it 99 cents to buy or is it just a rental?
No, to buy.
To buy it. That's about the right price. That's about it.
That feels
Yeah, because those are just ones where you'll just watch it once.
Yeah, and yet Elf remains $10. Come on.
That's a Christmas classic. Come on. They know you'll still be like, do I own that? And then you'll buy it again.
The Riot is an award-winning morning show.
It's literally a medal for sucking.
Now that is a medal for trying.
Okay.
Radio U.
So, Nikki, did you see the story about the couple that is currently in love with a squirrel?
A squirrel?
They rescued a squirrel.
Well, that's good.
And so they, it hangs out with them. It watches TV.
Well,
they spent the last 2.5 years and about $10,000 raising Thumbelina.
Oh, it's so cute.
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
Yeah, even though I didn't think you could have a squirrel as a pet.
Man, you know what?
Where they live at.
At this point, these people should adopt me as a pet. If you want to spend $10,000 pampering something and caring for it.
Why won't it be me?
And meeting all its needs while it watches TV and hangs out.
That sounds like the perfect life.
I know a guy.
They found the baby squirrel in a pile of leaves outside. They live in the Bronx, their apartment, and they nursed it to health. I mean, it was literally a tiny baby, and now it's a squirrel.
I'm not even kidding, and I'm not even being sarcastic. Like, I'm not doing this for the joke or whatever.
You don't understand.
If I found a baby squirrel out there, I would be like, oh, I hope it makes it.
You wouldn't even pick it up and try to take it somewhere to help it?
No, because if you picked it up, then its mother might reject it.
No, but I bet
you can't touch it.
If you found out that the mother squirrel rejected it already, and that's a bird
did it
thing.
Did it have a little letter attached to its neck where it's like, please care for me?
No, that's a bird thing. I don't even know if that works with squirrels.
I don't know if it does either, but I'd hate to find out. I'm like, I tried to help it, and the vet's like, you're the one that's condemned it to death.
No, you would just wait around, see if the mother squirrel comes back. Give it a little time.
So I find a baby squirrel in a pile of leaves, and the plan from this point forward is
your day is
to
done.
go out about 50 yards, get some binoculars and some snacks, and get a rotating shift between you and your husband as you determine whether or not the mother squirrel is coming back.
Yeah? I don't think that sounds weird.
If after how many hours have to go by before you decide the mother's not coming back?
1 hour. If there's no one who's showing up, you leave a note. You just let them know where you've taken the baby squirrel.
And then you take it home and what? I guess you get in touch with this couple.
You don't have to take it home, but you would go to the vet or someplace where they would specialize in squirrels. A quick Google search. It'll be fine.
Take the squirrel to the vet and then pay the thousands of dollars the vet would want just to let it in the door.
I know.
The vet hasn't even looked at it yet. But once you cross the
can't leave it in the leaves.
with an animal, yeah, you can. There are squirrels dead in leaves all across the world right now. Right now. There's a dead squirrel right out there.
Right out there? No, there's not.
Sure there is.
It's a baby squirrel.
You drove past 15 dead squirrels to get here today.
Those are older ones that lived a full life already.
Oh, okay. So compassion is determined by age.
No, they died peacefully in the leaves.
You know what, Nikki? That squirrel, survival of the fittest. It couldn't hack it. So you know what? We'll just leave it there so its body can enrich the soil that will help the trees grow and give birth to more squirrels.
Well, they were afraid that Thumbelina could not survive because she could not jump or climb, but they took care of it, and then they decided to keep it as a pet instead of releasing the squirrel back into the wild.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to reintroduce her, but then she isolated herself because, once you got a taste of the inside, you're not going back out.
Isolated herself?
Yeah, she didn't want to play with other squirrels, they said.
It's probably because she figured out, you know what? Squirrels are rodents. Like, they're just like little rats. I'm not playing. I want to go inside. I'm not playing with these filthy animals.
I'm an Instagram squirrel star now, and I've got little hats and cookies and stuff. I'm not going back out there.
I've got followers that depend on me to create daily content. They need me.
That's exactly what happened. And aren't you glad you didn't just walk past the baby squirrel in the pile of leaves?
The vet said, oh gosh, they paid to have... I can't even take it. Did you see that the squirrel had surgery?
Well, I mean...
The vet said that the progesterone levels were too high in Thumbelina last year.
What's that even mean?
So she had to have a hysterectomy.
Oh.
They paid to have this squirrel...
All the while, we can't even go to the doctor because it's too much for a cold.
You're like, you know what?
I don't even think about it.
I don't need an antibiotic. I'll just keep taking this ibuprofen and hope for the best.
But the squirrel is taken care of. It's hard. It's a baby squirrel. Little baby squirrel.
Nope.
The worst of the riot. It's like Lucky Charms, but no marshmallows. Radio U.
Boy, I'm on the wrong side of history on this whole squirrel thing.
You could be taking care of this squirrel like this couple did. And
Chris was like, man, I'm with Nikki on the squirrel. He texted, by the way, 8772 Radio U. I'd have a little squirrel bunk bed and an Insta Squirrel account within 24 hours.
You don't realize the followers that would come from that. That could have been your life then, and you and the squirrel taking pictures, doing, squirrel and life things every day, and you took care of it.
And here's Brooke. She hit me up on Twitter, says, I found a baby raccoon while working one morning off the side of the road attempting to play in traffic. I took it to a wildlife center on Billingsley Road for those listening in Columbus. So, see, better people than me.
Well, you also have this terrible allergy, so maybe that is where some of this is coming from.
I mean, like, the extent of my compassion is I'll swerve to make sure I don't hit it.
But you won't pick up.
Yeah, I'm not picking it up. I mean, come on. It's a wild animal.
Guys, he's got a wall put up. And
built around my heart.
It built around his heart, and no animals getting in.
All right, I'm going to get cheesy, but real talk. You know what I keep thinking about here, Nikki? I keep thinking...
You want to get a puppy?
Nope. That's
what?
not it. Here's what I keep thinking about.
A Christmas puppy?
Here's what I keep thinking about, all right? In the relationship that you're hearing play out between Nikki and I represent all the people in life that have wronged you, and Nikki is Jesus in this circumstance. Let me tell you what happens. People like me are like, look, I don't want to kill you, but I'm not going to stop and help you. Or they take it a step farther and they're like, well, it's almost dead. Let's kill it. Or at least stop and tell it how worthless it is and how it'll never amount to anything.
Oh, no.
That's everybody else. But you know what? Nikki, in this circumstance, the Jesus in the room is like, you know what? I'm going to love it and care for it.
I'm taking it to the vet.
I'm going to take care of it, and I don't care what it costs. I'm going to show it what it's worth. And I'm like, nothing. And Nikki's like, everything.
See the difference?
You guys see the difference? I want you to know, seriously, if you have nothing more to offer the world than a baby squirrel that just needs somebody to come along and love it and hug it and tell it that it's going to be okay, I want you to know that God loves you and wants to hug you and tell you it's going to be okay. So if you don't have a relationship with God, he's not like me. He's a lot more like Nikki. Okay? You guys getting what I'm saying right there? And if you want a relationship with a God that loves like Nikki does, just say, you know what, Jesus, I want that. I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. And I need somebody to hug me and love me and tell me it's going to be okay. Now, see, I'm only half joking. That really is how God feels about you. And that really is how Nikki feels about the squirrels.
Yes, and that's really how you feel.
And that's really how I feel about the squirrels.
Well, it's not the same as mine.
There's a lot of honesty in here.
It's fine. We're all different. We all cope and do emotional stuff in different ways.
Oh, gosh. Andy from Pennsylvania just said, hey, Obie, I'm on the other side. I hunt squirrels for squirrel pot pie.
No, you do not, Andy. You do not. Who has a squirrel pot pie? What meat is on a squirrel? They're tiny. That's
you know
not...
what? Okay.
That's too far for him.
All of a sudden, you've made me look like a centrist. I'm in the middle of the aisle because I can be honest. I'm not helping the squirrel, but I'm not eating it.
You're not making it into a little pot pie.
I mean, after the zombie apocalypse, sure, I'll eat that squirrel, but until then, he's safe. I mean, at least I'm not going to hit him with my car.
Did you know the Riot can help you see into the future? Every time Obadiah says he likes a show, impress all your friends by correctly predicting it will be canceled by the end of the year.
Canceled. What are you talking about? It's not funny.
Works every time. It's the Riot on RadioU.
So, Nikki, did you see all the trailers that hit yesterday?
I watched the Toy Story one, but I did not watch the Pikachu one.
Well, let's start with the Toy Story one then.
Why do you think it was so dark? I didn't kind of get that.
Did you listen to the lyrics of the song?
No.
That was playing?
Too busy looking for the spork.
Listen to the lyrics that are playing during the trailer, and I was just like, man, do we have to do this?
We have to be so sad. But that's always been the underlining layer to Toy Story movies.
I get it. Like, Toy Story in a lot of ways is just about mortality, and you're like, well, that's dark. No, watch it.
It is.
It's about abandonment, and it's about mortality. Toy Story 3 messed with me so hard. I've seen it twice, and even though I own it, I'm like, nope. Not anymore.
It's too real.
I can't take Andy dropping him off. That's why when I watch Toy Story, I'm like, let's watch the Toy Story specials they have on TV, because Disney won't let those kind of weepy stories on the television.
But in the movies, absolutely.
And so just watching the trailer, I'm like, man, look, I don't have time to cry about this. It ain't real. It's not real.
So 8 years later, Toy Story 4 will be coming out next, is it next summer?
Next summer.
And that was the teaser trailer that came out yesterday.
Now, on the opposite end of the emotional scale, we did have
Pikachu?
the Detective Pikachu trailer.
There's no emotions on that.
No,
not Pikachu.
That was a weird looking trailer. But you know what's funny is that someone like me who cares nothing really for Pokemon, I could totally watch that movie.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Like, they absolutely...
Everybody always just think the Ryan Reynolds thing is kind of weird. Like, wasn't expecting it.
When you see the trailer, you'll totally...
Then it makes sense?
It makes total sense. Like, it totally worked for me. And again, I don't care anything for that stuff, but I was like, this is bizarrely intriguing. What's this going to be like? So maybe. But, Nikki, the most important trailer that hit yesterday is the one that no one's talking about.
Was there another one?
Yeah, there was.
What was it?
They put up the trailer for the next season of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, I'm sorry. No one. That wasn't even trending.
No one's talking about it.
I thought that show comes out next week.
It's next Thursday.
Yeah.
They did a trailer which also included the announcement of the 6 movies that are going to be featured.
Well, why put a trailer out the week before, though? I mean, it should be...
Too much?
Yeah, well, no, it seems like it should have been... Like, I should have gotten this trailer 2 years ago, counting down for next week.
Maybe. But on that list that I'm really excited about, Mac and Me, which is, if you pay attention to... who's the Ant-Man guy?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd is in that movie, and every time Paul Rudd shows up on Conan... They always show this one clip that comes from Mac and Me
and that's
over and over and over again. Yeah, that's that movie. And then they also have, not Pacific Rim, Nikki, Atlantic Rim.
Oh, it's not the one you think it is.
Dude, when I saw that, I'm so excited about that. I cannot wait to watch that.
So someone I thought sent that it was supposed to be out next Thursday, but they're supposed to release it sooner.
No. There is on Sunday, the annual Turkey Day Marathon, which they normally do. They've moved that. This is for Mystery Science Theater 3000 because you all tuned out and have no idea what we're talking about.
They're still hoping this is Pikachu.
They've moved that to Sunday, and it's going to be on Twitch. But
you're right. I felt everybody tuning out.
I know. I lost everybody. It's fine. It's fine.
Matt,
it's fine.
We're done.
Toy Story 4, everybody.
Yay!
Woo! Let's all cry over toys.
Okay.
But what we're really sad about is the people that left us in our own life.
All right. Okay. It's true. I know it's true. I know. But it's about Forky.
You know what? I watched. Yeah, okay. Oh, my gosh.
And that itself is
That's the other thing, all right? There's a fork in the trailer that apparently is the new character. It's just a little toy fork that someone made.
Yes.
Okay, but think about this for just a minute. In the Toy Story universe, all of these different toys have personalities, souls, whatever. What is that fork? Like in Toy Story, at what point does an inanimate object
That's what they're talking about in the story.
Where does it go from like just a fork to suddenly having life? What is the life giver?
He was a sport craft project that Bonnie makes, and so in the story they try to figure out, well, is he actually a toy then, and is he real, or because the spork was never. That's not like, again, it is very deep. You're not supposed to look at that.
That's like Star Trek: The Next Generation's Measure of a Man episode.
Tunes out.
What?
When you say that stuff. It's not like that.
Toy Story, it is, and they're asking the same questions.
Ever grab milk right out of the fridge to pour in your cereal, only to realize that your stupid roommate left an empty carton in the fridge? That emptiness is nothing compared to how you're about to feel. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Nikki, have you made your holiday Thanksgiving meal plans? Because I might have an option for you.
I have made my plans.
Wait. Are you you guys always celebrate early, so are you doing Thanksgiving this weekend?
The one side of my family, we just stopped celebrating Thanksgiving.
You're just done? Nothing to be thankful for anyway?
Just don't do it anymore.
Okay.
And then the other side of my family has moved to the area.
Yeah.
And so now, normally we would not be able to unless we were with them and we traveled, but now that they're here, they're going to be hosting Thanksgiving. So
they're hosting?
I'm bringing 2 sides. That's it.
That's fantastic.
And I'm going there.
Yeah, but now are you going to have that thing where, like, the one set of parents is jealous of the other set? Like, oh, well,
no, because the other side, I think they didn't want to do it anyways.
No, they do want to.
No,
it's just
they want
didn't.
Me to do it?
Yeah, that's right. So that's...
I don't think so. I think it's okay.
Okay. I know. That's what they say.
But I don't have to do anything outside of that. No making turkey myself.
Well, you know what you could do with the other set of family is you could take them to IHOP for their new menu.
For the Dr. Seuss menu?
They've got a Dr. Seuss menu at IHOP, and nothing quite says Thanksgiving,
love.
And I'm glad we're all together, like a Dr. Seuss menu.
The pancakes actually look pretty good.
Well, Nikki, they're an international house of pancakes. And so that's certainly something they specialize in.
So there's green pancakes that has a cream cheese icing, red candy hearts, and a green whipped topping. That's the Grinch green pancakes. There's a stuffed cheesecake French toast, a minty hot chocolate, and then
I want some minty hot chocolate.
Mint hot chocolate?
Sounds delicious.
And then there's a roast beast of Dr. Seuss, which is the Who Roast Beast omelet, and that's eggs and some sort of barbecue thing.
It looks delicious.
Monterey Jack, cheddar cheese, onions. You can ask for no onions,
no onions,
though.
please.
He doesn't do that. And barbecue sauce.
It does look good, man. It really does.
But, okay, it looks good because we're in here,
right,
and we're not eating.
Yep.
And then sometimes when you get there, that's where the disappointment happens.
Oh.
The last time I went to an IHOP, no, wait, that was Denny's. Denny's was where I walked in and, they didn't even ask if you wanted to be seated. They just made you wait up there. So I just kind of left. But here, IHOP, we have one down from the studio.
Well, okay, first off, can we not blame one restaurant for another's wrong choices?
I was, to me,
Denny's
they're the
treats
same.
you poorly, but now you're like, man, I'm never going to IHOP again.
Because Denny's always does these menu things, too.
They do. They did, the Hobbit menus. I think they had a Star Wars one last year.
But they're practically the same.
I don't disagree with you, just to be clear, but I think we have to at least try to be fair.
To be fair.
At least try to be fair, Nikki. So you could think about this, all right? You get your family together and you're like, hey, I know that you guys didn't think we were doing anything for Thanksgiving, but surprise!
We're having, and then I always like to go see a movie on Thanksgiving. You can go see The Grinch, or no, wait, that's
Eat
not.
the Grinch.
Yeah, is that Dr. Seuss? Is The Grinch Dr. Seuss?
Yes, Nikki.
Yes, it is. See, okay.
It's perfect.
Ta-da!
In fact, you figure that because this is a Dr. Seuss Grinch menu.
That's why I forgot the Grinch part.
It's fine. I'm just helping you. I'm just helping you. So
forgot.
do this. Wait, I've got it. I've totally got it. Okay, you're doing your hobble gobble turkey trot.
Turkey trot, yes.
Okay, next week. So what you want to do is you go to your trot. Then you guys go get these green pancakes, and then you go to the Grinch movie.
Perfect.
And you get to wear your medal the whole time.
Oh, so this will be on the IHOP menu through the end of this year.
The Riot.
Apparently, some of the less athletic types go nuts for this stuff.
RadioU.
So, Nikki, I am continually amazed at something that you're able to do, and that is crack your own dang neck.
Sorry, you can't do it.
Aren't you afraid you're gonna
Kill
break your neck, or
no.
one of these times you're gonna crack your neck and then
No,
that's your head hitting the desk?
It's different. It depends on who you ask. You go to some people and are like, oh my gosh, don't ever do it. And other people are like, oh no, it's perfectly fine. I can crack my neck really well. And now I can crack my shoulders super, super good.
Yeah.
That actually feels better sometimes than even my neck.
How do you do it?
You just pop it up.
No, you can't. I can't.
You just can't do it.
No.
I don't think you crack.
I went into the other room. Well, if I pay a chiropractor thousands of dollars, they can just crack everything.
But the problem is once you know how to crack your own neck, then you're just all the time. You feel like you constantly need to. And then over time, I think it lessens the impact.
Okay. Because right now, I'm having incredible pain in my back. And it's deferred pain, down my neck, into my shoulder. It's wonderful. And highly recommend it.
It's been great for the morning.
It seems to happen about once a year. Normally in August, believe it or not. It's weird. I don't understand it, but you can go back and look, and it's true. And I actually was just thinking a couple days ago, man, I made it the whole thing. It never happened.
Then you were working out yesterday, and you're like, there it is.
It was this morning before the show. I just looked down, and all of a sudden my neck was like, ow! And I was like, wait a minute.
We weren't doing anything.
I'll tell you what, I showed my neck. I just went upstairs and worked out. I was like, screw you, neck. We're doing it.
Yeah, but now your neck hurts even worse.
Yes, it hurts.
So maybe.
Sucks.
Maybe you have an ice pack.
Yeah, it's doing a whole lot.
If it's a muscle thing, cracking your neck might feel good, but you need something else.
It's not. I've got to go see the quack doctor.
Chiropractor.
Quack the quack, whatever. That guy, Crickety Crack.
You gotta go to him.
Yeah, and after he does that, I'll be I feel so good.
Okay, but tell them the funny thing about it for today.
What about it?
Because you want to go see the chiropractor today. And of course, you're like, why? Well, yeah, just hop on over. No problem. Well, this is Obi we're talking about.
There's one day every week that they don't open until 3 p.m.
What day do you think it is?
It's today.
It's today of all the days of the week. Today's the day you hurt your neck.
The only day that my neck is hurting, which, by the way, I don't know. It's not great, all right? I'll just tell you, it's not great.
I feel like you need a heating pad or something. It would help loosen it up, but we don't have that here.
Yeah, at home I do. And I live real close, so I'll just...
Can we throw something in the microwave? Like a RadioU shirt. Can we
fine.
grab something from the merch in the back?
Microwave it, yeah.
Microwave it, warm it up for you?
You know what? It's fine.
I have one of those warming bears at home. It's got that little bean bag thing in it. We have RadioU bears.
Great.
We'll just see if it works the same.
I'm sure it'll be the same and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I won't damage it at all.
I'm excited about it.
Oh, I'm sorry about your neck, and I can't teach you how to crack your neck. I don't think it'll help you.
I watched a YouTube video, and I tried what the guy was doing, and I managed to get, like, a crack.
Yeah.
It was like a little click, and it helped a little, but, like, not a lot. So
once you get the taste of it, you'll not be able to stop.
That's fine. I don't need it. I enjoy pain. It's great.
Well, just wait and save it for the doctor who you see later today.
I'll listen to that Kenny G album.
The Worst of the Riot box set is now available nowhere because we know you wouldn't want it anyway. It's The Worst of the Riot on RadioU.
So I almost bought Red Dead Redemption 2 yesterday, Nikki.
Did you?
It was the deal of the day on eBay for $35.
That's a good price.
I should have done it.
What are you going to do?
I should have just pulled the trigger on the 6-shooter. Know what I'm saying?
It's a gun
Cowboy
thing.
joke.
It works. It works
Cowboy
for the game.
joke. Red Dead Redemption 2 has sold 17 million copies in 2 weeks.
Dude, it got Eric to buy a PS4.
Think about that. Eric bought a console just to play it.
He hasn't done console gaming in such a long time, but it was too tempting of a game. That, and I know he wants Spider-Man and the Battlefield one that comes out, but it was totally for Red Dead 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was the most pre-ordered game ever on the PlayStation Network. Mm-hmm. And that's nuts, dude. It actually outsold what the lifetime sales of the original were. So in 2 weeks, it sold more copies than the original Red Dead Redemption over the last however many, 7-8 years.
Then I wonder why, because, you're getting people then that are jumping in just for the second game and, word of mouth or buzz?
I think some of it has been the hype and the buzz. And if you look at the release schedule this fall, I feel like the kind of game that it is, there's not a lot of it out there. You had Assassin's Creed, which was kind of an open world game, but not a lot of open world
horse
like
games,
that kind of stuff. Yeah, certainly not a lot of horse games.
Just don't get that a lot.
I think Assassin's Creed's the only other horse game out there.
That's it.
So, if you want to bring your horse game to a game, this is one of the few horse games for your horse game.
Well, Eric has enjoyed it so much that I don't even need to play it to know that that's you should have bought it.
I should have just went for it.
You should have gone for it.
I know. I still have been trying to kind of hold out and put it on my Christmas list.
Well, next Friday, get it for Black Friday.
Well, but I got to have some.
You want someone else to get it for you?
I literally have been thinking, I'm like, well, if somebody asks me what I want for Christmas, I got to have at least one thing to tell them.
Yeah, a gift card.
So, like my mom, for example, no. My mom will want to buy me a present, thing. Like she wants to have a thing when she comes over to my house on Christmas because I host a Christmas brunch.
You can have the gift card is a thing. It's not, she doesn't have to email it to you. You can just tell her that she can even get you the one that comes in the box that looks like a little delivery box.
I don't mean it this way to sound bad, but that's not good enough.
For your mom?
For my mom.
Sure.
So, she wants to have a thing so that there's a present to open. So I have literally been thinking, you start thinking in terms of, what is something that your mom could find anywhere? Mm-hmm. Anywhere. And I feel like that's something that she could walk into anywhere. And I want the Xbox one, but if she came back with the PS4, I'm going to be
fine.
Like, it's fine, I have a PlayStation, whatever.
Yeah, but you could be playing it during the holidays.
Well, from Christmas to New Year's.
No, from Thanksgiving to Christmas. You're missing out on all that time.
See, I think I'm going to play Assassin's Creed from Thanksgiving to Christmas.
Did you buy that one already?
No.
Make your mom buy that one.
Why?
Because the horsey game's better.
Do you really want to know? You're asking questions that there are.
I don't want to know.
There are answers.
I don't want to know.
There are nerdy answers to, Nikki. Do you want the answer to your question?
Either of them are fine for Obi's mom to give you for Christmas.
That's what I was thinking. So then it'll be 17 million and one.
Because you'll eventually get it.
Because they've sold 17 million and there's one more out there.
One more horsey.
I know. You hate the Riot. Why are they on the radio?
Stupid. Yeah.
Honestly, we can't trust them with anything else. It's The Riot on RadioU.
Guess what? They're not making any more Sharknado movies. Probably until next year.
Like, they have to, every so often, if something goes for so long, they're like, oh, we're going to take a break. And then give it a couple of years, they come back.
1 year off, and then you bring it back. Like, well, just so many people wanted it to come back. And so this is not a sequel, it's a reboot. And we're bringing in, it's going to be very exciting.
And it usually revolves around, like, the people in the movie and their contracts of saying, like, okay, well, we had 6 in there. Then you don't have to pay them as much anymore. You wait a year, you get a new cast, and you go from there.
Mm-hmm. So did you hear about the other movie they're working on right now? It's not Sharknado. It's called Clownnado.
Clownnado? Oh, like an It thing?
Well, I guess.
In a tornado?
Yeah. It's, the goal, let me just.
I don't even know how to spell Clownnado. Okay, so it's
The goal with Clownnado was to make a good, scary, and splatter-filled nonstop roller coaster ride. Something new, fresh, original, and unique, but also familiar. Using only practical, special, and makeup effects and old-school visual effects, Clownnado has the vibe of classic horror movies we love. I watched the trailer, and it's not funny. It's just gross.
just weird.
It's just gross.
But is it for sci-fi, or where would it air at?
I don't know where it's going to show up. I know that they kickstarted it apparently earlier this year. Totally didn't hear about that. But then again, I'm a little behind on my Clownnado.
They say there's no shelter from this storm. Good tagline.
Guys, the Sharknado already took all those.
Well, and the it is gross.
No, it's like.
Oh, no, that's not even like funny gross. That's gross.
I know. Well, when I first saw it, I was like, I got to post this trailer.
I can't watch this.
Yeah, this snack eats you.
Oh, that is gross. Don't watch it. I know you're like, that means I have to watch it now. No, that means don't watch it.
Not necessarily.
Oh, it just looks poorly done.
Not necessarily. Well, I mean, $15,000. They raised all that money.
It also has this lighting trick. When movies that are lower budget, they try this, and it's just a trick of the trade. They keep it very dark.
They don't turn the lights on.
They don't turn the lights
on.
All. And that's just saving money. You don't have maybe the correct crew to light it properly. Oh, it's so weird. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I know. But I had to tell you about it. I couldn't just.
You didn't have to.
Are you sure?
You didn't have to.
Yeah, I did.
So they raised $15,000.
Here's the thing. All right,
that's not a lot for a movie.
Stop. I want you to imagine a world where Clownnado's a thing and you don't know about it. And I
would have kept going.
No. You end up in a circumstance, you're at a party, everybody's hanging out, and somebody starts talking about Clownnado, and you have to fake your way through that conversation.
Because everybody would assume that I would have known about it.
Because given who you are and who you work with and all that stuff, they'd be like, Nikki knows about Clownnado. And in that moment, you would have had to be like, no, behold ignorance. But now instead, you'll be like, yes, Clownnado. Well, it was kickstarted for about $15,000. They were with all practical effects. Now, we did watch the trailer. It seemed very poorly lit.
Don't watch it.
A little too gory for my particular taste. But if you feel like somebody taking it and Sharknado and putting it in a blender is a good idea.
In a tornado.
One, you're an idiot. And two, there's a movie for you.
Oh, well, I guess thank you for saving me from that in case that would happen.
I just got you ready for every Christmas party that you're headed to.
It is weird. We've seen a lot of weird trailers.
Nikki, you're just not used to it. Sharknado was weird. And then, it's just become really normal.
And that was like silly weird. This is just gross weird.
They should have gone with Clownacane. It would have been way better.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
Is Ziggy the elephant in the room?
Me.